I was good at you now. As you can see, this is part two of why I quit my second job. Now, I'm going to address a lot of things. Now, I'm going to go in order. I'm going to tell the story first, and as stuff comes up, I'm going to tell you what happened. Now, for people that don't know, that just watching as a fan, you're not from here. A lot of lies was told on how I quit, so-called lost my job or whatever. Now, before we even get into the story, I know some of y'all gonna see the little. I know somebody gonna come in like I got like a stain right here. I put too much detergent in my shirt, whatever, and basically got this stain right here, and I never tried to wash it again. But yeah, I just threw on something. I like to wear the shirt, the lingerie on it. Now, for those who don't know, I also got the exact same shirt. So I can wear this to go out in. I like this one just to walk around in because I really like this shirt. So yeah, go and get that out the way. I know somebody don't come like, hey, you got a big old stain in your shirt. Hey, the shirt is clean. It just I put too much detergent in it or whatever. But let's get on to the story. Now, rumors were started because, like I said, I'm gonna get into it. But something I got quit. Like I got fired. I didn't quit. But we're gonna get all into that. So if you haven't watched part one, go watch part one because that explains one of the instances. Now this story, part two, this is the final part. It's not gonna be part three. This is the final part of this is the last day of the day I worked there. So first thing first, I get there at 5 a.m. There at 5 a.m. As I'm looking at like I said, on the back room, it's the schedule. Schedule was small as fuck from the real. So I like in my mind, I knew just by looking at the schedule before I even looked at the list. Cause you got people that's picking, you got people that gonna be in the back room. I'm always gonna be in the back room. Now looking at that list, I know majority of those people gonna be picking. So I'm like, all right, it may be two, just maybe three of us in the back room. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, I can work with that. That's fine. So I look at the list. I'm like, okay, such and such come in, such and such come in. As I get farther down the list, I'm realizing ain't nobody. It's just straight pickers. I'm the only one in the back room. I'm realizing ain't nobody else coming in. Now I see there's one person coming in at 6 o'clock. I'm here at 5, but the person that coming in at 6, like I said, not the bash dude, but like he was kind of new. I ain't gonna say his name because, like I said, people that still work there watch this video. They watch part one, so I'm not gonna say his name. But like they know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say his name, but like he. One old dude, like, he works, but you have to tell him to do something to make him work. Like, he not just gonna start working on his own. He may, if you like, I don't know, he literally just one of those people you really gotta tell, hey, such and such, hey, can you go do that right quick? Can you stop doing this and go do that? Like, he just be walking around, standing around, whatever. So, first thing first, 5 o'clock get here, 6 o'clock get here, he comes in. Ain't really much to do. So the first orders didn't get to like 7, 8 o'clock. Now, the thing is, the next person that don't come into the back room doesn't come in to around about, I think it was like 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah, it was right. It was I think it was 10 o'clock. So mind you, I've been here since 5. It's 5 o'clock. So 6 o'clock get here, he comes in, 7 o'clock get here, got a few orders. Now 8 o'clock get here. Mind you, he really ain't been doing shit for real at all. Like I said, I've been unloading carts. I've been putting everything in order. I've been pinning out the orders and with the correct time. Like I said, you gotta, if you know anything about like I'm gonna say online grocery pickup, you have to break down the orders by the time zone, by the order number. I put a numerical order and everything. Mind you, I did all of this shit. All this shit's already done. So around by 8 or 9 o'clock, that's when all the instead of having 2, 3 orders at 7 o'clock, that's when now it's getting to like 14, 13, 12 orders an hour. Mind you, we still only got 2 people back here. Now, ain't no manager there. The managers don't get to around about 8 o'clock. Now, with that being said, I'm like, okay, we got 2 managers coming in at 8. Hopefully one of them stay back here since they only see it's only 2 people back here. Now, what happened was, one of the managers ended up getting there, the female manager. And then the other manager, he was supposed to be there he was supposed to come in at 7. He didn't get there till like 8 something. Like, nigga was like, that was the nigga I was talking about in part 1. If you ever seen part 1, this is the dude I'm talking about. Nigga showed up an hour late, over an hour late. So I'm thinking, I was like, okay, she wanted to go pick. Okay, cool. Mind you, I'm like, okay, eventually he has to come to work. He's on the schedule. He gonna come in eventually, and he can stay back here. Mind you, at this time it's like 8 something. I've been here since 5. I ain't took no break at all. I ain't even took a 15. So this 3 hours of work and like me unloading carts, me breaking down, me putting everything in order. Like people can vouch for this. He back there playing with magnets and stickers and just doing whatever he doing. Like I said, I'm getting frustrated, but at the same time, I'm not one of those type of people to go off on nobody, especially somebody that's, like I said, he had been working there for a while, but I'm not gonna go out. Like I don't talk to you like that. I don't know you like that, so I can't really talk to you how I want to talk to you. Versus if it's somebody that I've been working with, somebody with experience, somebody that know what we need to be doing, that probably just joking around. I can pull them to that. Hey, bro, chill out. They're gonna get this over with. They're gonna do what we gotta do. But I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna let him do him. Like you said, I've been doing it. I was doing it before he got here. I can still do it, whatever. Now this time, like I said, the orders are piling up. So 8 something, it's like 8:30. Still, nobody, like the second manager dude that was supposed to come in, he's still not here. Nigga, an hour and a half late. So as I'm taking out orders, I'm breaking down orders, I'm unloading people's car, I'm loading their car back up. Dude, he, like, I don't know what he was doing. Like, he was kind of helping, but at the same time, he was moving so slow. It's like, you ever get that, like, he was moving so slow, it was like, you better off doing nothing because you slowing me down because you taking your time and you moving just too slow. So he was helping, but not really helping. So as I'm taking the order out, my female manager, she walks in like, hey, you need to get somebody else back here. We ain't got nobody back here. It's ain't no me back here, basically. Old boy doing what he doing. Nothing for real. I need some help. And like, I ain't taking no break yet. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get somebody back here. So she was like, oh yeah, such and such here. The manager's here. The other manager's here. I'm like, okay, like, cool, whatever. Like, he don't do no work. What the fuck you telling me for? But whatever. She said, okay, such and such here. I'm telling him to stay back here that y'all need some help. So I don't know what this nigga pops up an hour and 45 minutes late in the back room, and she was like, oh yeah, Jay said they need some help in the back. They need some help back here. Ain't nothing but 2 in the back here. And he was like, okay, I think I can stay back here for a while. So tell me why this man took out 2 orders. 2 of the smallest orders that was on that was outside. It's like 4 or 5 cars outside. He took out 2 of the smallest orders. But I'm working, so he took out an order. I'm like, okay, cool. Order small as fuck. I don't care. As long as you getting these orders out, I'm straight. I don't give a fuck. If it's 1 tote, 10 totes, cool. He take the order out. So he taking the order out. I'm taking out orders out. Old boy doing whatever he doing. So we taking orders out. So eventually we get all 4 or 5 orders out. I come back in. I'm looking around. Old boy gone. I'm like, where the fuck he go? He then comes back in with a cart. Says, hey y'all, I'm not gonna do these exceptions right quick. I'll be back later. I'm like, he'll be back later? I'm like, nigga, you just got here. What you mean you gonna be back later? Like, nigga, we need help. Like, it's 2 people back here. What you mean you coming back later? And I look at old boy and I'm just shaking my. I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay, thank you for the 2 minutes you helped back here. So then all of a sudden I'm like at this point I'm mentally I'm through, like I'm gone. So whatever, 10-15 minutes go by, she comes back, the female man, she comes back. I'm like, hey, I'm about to go on break. I don't know who's gonna be back here. I said, but when I come back from break, I'm not staying back here. I've been back here for, because at this point it's like 9 something. I'm like, I've been back here for 4 straight hours. I done broke down everything, unloaded everything, took out damn near everything. Like, I don't did every single job back here. I don't did 4 jobs, which is a 3. It's really like a 3-man job. Like, you at least need 3 people in that back room. Mind you, it's basically been 1.5 person because it's been me and he been doing half of whatever the fuck he was supposed to do. So at this point, like I said, I've been doing basically a 2-3-man job by myself for 4 straight hours with no break or nothing. So I'm like, hey, at this point, when I come back from my break, I'm no longer being back here. I'm letting you know now. Mind you, it was me, it was the other dude, and I think it was like 1 other person. And I'm telling her, mind you, like I said, it's ain't nothing but like us 2-3 people back here. And I'm just telling her, I ain't making no confrontation. I ain't trying to make it look like I'm bigger than anybody. I'm just telling you, hey, I've been back here for 4 straight hours. You told old boy to come back and help. He stayed back here for 5 minutes and he went back and he left. He knew it was only 2 people back here and he still left. As a manager, he left knowing there was already another manager on the floor. He decided he wanted to go on the floor too because he know how hectic it is back here. So, with that being said, she like, no, you can't do that. When you come back, you can take your break and just come back and you still gonna be back here. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be back here. So then, I take my break. I come back. As soon as I come back, I grab me a car. I said, I'm about to go picking. She's like, Now at this point, she don't told the other manager that, Jay said he not gonna be back here when he come back from his break. So then I come back, both of them standing back there just looking like just basically just waiting on me, basically. And they standing there and I grabbed my car and they were like, Jay, what you doing? Like, I'm working. That's what I'm doing. I'm about to go do some work. I said, so while y'all 2 standing back here, y'all can stay back here, or one of y'all can stay back here and one of y'all can go pick. Like I said, there's no point having 2 managers on the floor when there's no manager in the back. That makes no sense. The people on the floor ain't doing nothing but picking groceries out the shelf. Why? You don't need a manager to help them out to pick items with the location at on the floor. If anything, I need a manager back here just in case a customer calls about something that went wrong with their order, or they need to cancel something, or they need to figure out something, or say they had a delivery driver and get their groceries. We need management for that. So there's no reason why we should have 2 managers here and both y'all are on the floor and I can't get in contact with not one of y'all, or one of y'all not just one of y'all should just pick and choose. I don't know who. I don't give a fuck who. Somebody should pick and choose like, hey, I'm staying back here today. You can go on the floor. But besides that, so I go pick. She's like, no, Jay, come back. I like, hey, I told you I was going to go pick. I said I could, like I said, I could have just stayed in my car. Or I could have just put in some time, PTO, and went home. But I said, you know what? I'm going to help them out. Like I said, the short, from this morning, I said, the schedule's already short. I said, so at least I'm at least go pick. I'm at least do somewhere. I'm not just going to be in a bitch-ass mood and pout and cry about, I've been back here for 4 hours and I had no break. And I could have just been pouting about, no, I'm going to do some work. So then, I did like 2 walks. I did like 2 pick walks, which is probably like an hour in total. So after that, it's like 10 o'clock. Like I said, I got there at 5, so now it's time to go take my break. Mind you, didn't nobody say shit to me. Did my walk, came back in the back room, unloaded my own cart, loaded it back up, went on another walk, unloaded my own cart, loaded it back up, and went to break. So then, I come back and by that time, it's people out in the back room. Like I said, people came in at 10 o'clock. It's like 2-3 people back there. Maybe it was like 3-4 people back there. It was a few people back there. But yeah. So then, what'd she say? No, I went to go do a walk. So as I came back from lunch, I went to go do a walk. Now I hear old boy like talking something, like the dude manager. He was saying something about me. I heard him say my name, but I ain't paying no mind to it. I just kept on walking. Now, I heard him scream my name. He was like, Jay. I'm like, fam. I'm like, bro, I'm working. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me on the floor as I'm working. But he said my name. I walked out the back room. I stood there, like, right there by the door, waiting for him to come follow me or chase me or whatever. He didn't do that. He just went back in the back. I was like, okay, well, clearly he probably didn't want nothing for real. I was like, well, whatever it is, they're going to wait. So as I'm doing my pick walk, the assistant manager over our department, she comes over, she like, hey, in the middle of my walk, she grabs me like, hey, I need you to come back to the office with me right quick. I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, one of the other associates, she had told me as I was picking, she like, hey, I just want you to let you know, both of the managers back there, they told the other manager, the main manager, that they was talking about you, talking about some you did something, whatever, and I'm just gonna give you a heads up. I'm like, I appreciate that, cool. So I knew what was going on. Like I said, I knew it was gonna happen. Cause the associate told me like 5-10 minutes probably before she even came and found me. So we get back to the office. This is where bullshit happened at. So we get to I walk in the office. It's the dude manager, the female manager, and the main manager just came and got me. So we out there in the office, and she was like, yeah, I only need one manager in here for this, so one of y'all can leave. him not doing shit, like I said, mind you, you watch part one, you know he only a manager because she felt sorry for him. It wasn't that you was recommended or that they wanted you to be a manager. They just told you to be a manager because you was pounding crying about it for months. So they just gave you a manager position. So he immediately walked out because he know he ain't in the point. Like, nigga, you was an hour and a half. Like, you really ain't got nothing to do with this. You really the problem because of this. You really the reason why of this problem because you didn't show up on time. So he going to run out the door, just jump out. So it's just me, the female manager. Mind you, this the one I'm cool with, and it's the main manager over the department. So all of a sudden, she started talking. She's like, "Yeah, so what's the issue?" I'm like, "Ain't no issue. I've been working since I got here." So she like, well, sister, so what's the issue? She talking to her, and she like, well, you know, well, I told Jay, and I'm like, what's up with your voice? Why your voice sound? I'm like, why your voice sound like that? She like, well, you know, mind you, the female manager is black, ghetto. I ain't gonna call her ghetto. She just talk reckless sometimes. Like that's her normal voice. That's just how she talk. A black woman, you know. So she's like, you know, so like she put on her white interview voice. Mind you, the manager, like we all familiar with each other, so she knows she don't sound like this. So I'm like, it's like, you know, well, I told Jay. He told me he wasn't gonna do this and he wasn't gonna do that in front of all the associates, and I'm like, damn, you giving it up like this? Like, we don't came down to this? Like, you was lying. But I'm talking about put on a whole acting job, change the voice, sat up proper in the chair. I'm like, that's the same female that was just telling me how drunk she was getting last night and how she was off the liquor and shit. But you, and you saying telling this woman just all proper. I told Jay this, and I'm like, okay, cool. I look at her. I'm like, oh, that's how we give it up. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, all right, I know bullshit about to come now. I know bullshit about to come. I'm just trying to see how much can come over whole at this point so it can flush. So she's like, yeah. So I told Jay to stay in the back room. And he said no, he was gonna go pick in front of the other associates, and she was just like, yeah, he told me that he was gonna go pick in front of the other associates, and you know, you just can't do that. You can't make it. Tell myself, cause now that makes me look bad. It makes like you over. That makes me. Yeah, she was saying it look like I'm over them, and I'm like, well, if we want to be technical, I have more experience than he does. And you, I can do both. I can run a whole background by myself. Y'all two clearly couldn't, cause both of y'all clearly was struggling back there when I was picking. That's why y'all brought it to her. Cause if it wasn't if y'all could handle it, we wouldn't be having this issue. So, first of all, y'all was a lie because it was nothing no more than two other associates in the back room. She made it seem like everybody. It was 6-7 people back there. The whole department was back there, and I just told them no in front of everybody. Mind you, everybody know me. Everybody know, like, I got the most experience damn near to everybody that was there that day in terms of me knowing how to pick, me knowing how to break down all the orders, like run the whole back room by my damn near self. Like, so after rip, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So she asked me, she like, so is that what happened? I was like, well, first of all, yeah, I did. As it is true. I told her I was going to be in the back room. I said I was in the back room by myself for 4 straight hours. I said never. I said, tell me what everybody else has told me throughout the week. Like I said, I only work Fridays and Saturdays. I'm like, anytime I talk to everybody else on Monday through Thursday, it'll never just be one person in the back room. Y'all always schedule more than one person. I'm like, so, with that being said, I said yes. I told them I was going to go pick because I had been in the back room all day by myself. I said when I got back from my break, it was already 3 people in the back room. I said it was the dude manager, it was 2 other associates. I said, nah, if they can't handle that, and I was in there by myself, that should tell you something. I said, basically y'all just taking advantage of me, and y'all telling, and I'm like, what's the issue? I'm like, if I could do it by myself, you telling me 2 other associates and the managers can't do it by themselves? And they just kept on deflecting that. Like, literally, like, just kept on dodging that shit. Like, no, that's not the point. It's the point that you said that you wasn't going to do after we told you. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But like I said, it was 2 other associates and a manager back there. I said, for 4 straight hours, it was just me back there, and I got the job done. You didn't see me complaining. So you tell me you complaining with 2 other associates and a manager back there, that should tell you something. And they just kept on saying, oh, that's not the point, that's not the point, that's not the point. If the point is, you told, you basically made it seem like you was over us, and that you didn't, like, she didn't use the word respect, she just kept on saying, it made it look like you don't listen to us, and that you, like, over the manager. I'm like, I mean, well, clearly I am. If it took, like, y'all didn't tell me this in my face. I'm like, y'all could have easily came and told me when I came back from break, like, hey, whatever, pull me to the side from the back, like, hey, we telling you to do something, you need to do it. Okay, we get. And the main thing is, bro, the issue could have been solved is this. If y'all just say, okay, you say you need some help, I'm gonna stay back here then. Simple. If you're a manager and you're employed and the associate comes to you with an issue, say, hey, I need some help. Well, at that point, you should be like, all right, we got enough people picking. I'll stay back here and help you then. If it's that big a bit, if you keep on complaining about it, I'll stay back here and help you, and I'll stay back here and I'll stay back here and help you in the back room. But no, don't nobody want to be in the back room because y'all know how complicated it is and how hard it is to run a back room, especially when it's just you and one other associate. Or even sometimes with 3 people, it's still a lot of work. So I'm like, okay. So then they go into this issue like, well, yeah. And then my the woman that's over the department, she was like, she said it. Like, when she said that, that really was like, you gotta know what time it is. Like, she like, I know you only work like 2-3 days out the week, but lately it seemed like you don't want to be here. And I'm like, yeah, because every time Friday and Saturday when I get scheduled, it literally be on me in the background for 2, 3, 4 straight hours. Like I said, everybody keep telling me. These are people that are working and telling me, hey, you know, Monday through Thursday, you don't even be like that, bro. We be having like 3, 4 people back here in the morning. I'm like, okay, that's strange, but okay, maybe that's just how the schedule works. Maybe people request off on Fridays and Saturday mornings. Cool. Whatever. So now let's get down to what the rumors come in at. So basically, the rumor was that they fired me, and that she made me take my vest off, and that I was crying and pouting when I left, and this and this. Let me tell y'all what really happened. What really happened was, I said, okay, alright, that's cool, whatever. So, the female manager told me, she was on the computer, she turned around and looked at the computer, she said, so with this being said, since we just, this is your first time really getting in trouble, we just gonna call this a warning, and we just gonna call this a verbal warning, and that was it, and that's it, and you can go back to work. I gave her my handheld, and I gave her the key card. I said, you know what, you ain't gotta worry about that. I quit. I looked at to the head manager like, hey, thank you for the opportunity, and I walked out the door. I walked around the whole building, walked to the computer, put in the rest of my PTO for that day, and I clocked out and I left. Now, in her version of the story, she say she made me take off my vest. Give me 1 second. In her story, she made me take off my vest. Okay. She made me take off my vest. Let me see. Was it this vest she was talking about? Or was it this vest she was talking about? I'm confused on which vest she was talking about that she made me take off, and that I was crying and pouting about it. Damn, I even got the name tag. Shit. Damn. Or maybe I bought this vest off of eBay or somewhere offline, and I made my own name tag. You know, the hell key card and scan code and everything. Like, I made this, like, cause she took that. You know, she made me take it off. I was crying and pouting. She made me take this vest off. Take this vest off? This how I did it? I want to know it. I throw it at you, or did I take it out real nice and smooth, and I just hand it to you, and I took out my name badge and everything? I really want to know. This is, mind you, when you leave a job, your story is out the door. Whatever the manager says, whatever the company said, that's what really happened. So she said she made me take out my vest, and I was crying and pouting. Damn, I still got my name card. Mind you, this is actually Walmart. This ain't some stuff I just printed off, went on freaking Etsy or whatever and got it custom made. No, this is the official name badge. Also, she said I left out. She said they fired me. Okay. Well, I had somebody. Mind you, she asked me. I had my AirPods in because I was on the phone with somebody because I wanted somebody to witness this. Now, I'm not gonna say who I was on the phone with. You could probably guess, but that person could tell you, hey, he didn't get fired. They told him, hey, this is gonna be a verbal warning, and you can go back to work. And word for word, I said, hey, you ain't gotta worry about that. Thank you for the opportunity. I quit. Word for word. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't rude. Now, another rumor was I left out of there crying, pouting, mad, and I just left. Now, the day I did leave, I walked around the back room and I walked to the computer. Now, I'm not gonna say who the two associates was, but both of them were dudes. Both of them had dreads. One was from another department and one was from my department. They saw me log on the computer. One of the dudes was on the computer. He said, hey, he like, Jay, you didn't use the computer? I said, yeah, let me use it right quick. They watched me put in my PTO. They watched me clock out, and I walked out the door. They didn't even know I got fired. You couldn't even tell I got fired. It's just like I was about to leave. So I don't know where the crying and pouting came from when I quit. How could I be crying and pouting about something y'all didn't even fire me? Mind you, you telling me you gonna fire the person that was just rent your whole back room by themselves, and y'all was just struggling with 3 people? That's the person you fired? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You're right. Y'all did fire me, but yeah. So, let y'all know that rumor is a lie. If you even know me, you really think I'm the person that pout and cry about a job? When y'all know, everybody in the whole department knows, hey, Jay only work Fridays and Saturdays because he has a whole other job that pays him way much more money than this job. And when I mean about much more money, I mean like $2-3 more an hour than this job. Why the fuck would I be crying about a job that I work full time, get the same amount of hours as I did at this job, yet I'm getting paid now, since I've been working there for a while, I'm getting $3, damn near $3 more than what y'all are getting paid. Why would I cry about me? You leave make it like I don't think people thought that through. I think they just heard the rumors and they ran with it. It got to a point. It literally got to a point. I had to send pictures like, hey, that said she made you take out your bill. I'm like, bruh, I can see your pictures right now. Sent my homeboy the picture like, hey, she didn't make me do none of that. And now the people at work, when y'all watch this, y'all can see that was a lie. The best of my name tag right there. I could literally just walk in Walmart, start working, and nobody would never know. Literally, throw on a hat, put on my vest, put on my name tag, you would never know. So yeah, man, that is part 2. That is the end of it. Hopefully, I got everything cleared. I know this video was pretty long. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all again, man.